Welcome back to the Fort Johnson podcast, where we bring you all the latest news and happenings from around the JRTC and Fort Johnson community. I'm your host, and today we've got an exciting event to talk about that's just around the corner. It's all about health, family, and fun. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 7th, because the BJACH Family Health Fair is back for its second annual event, and it's going to be a great one. From 8 a.m. to noon, join us for this free event designed to support new, expecting, and seasoned parents right here in our community. It's more than just learning about local resources. There's something for everyone. We're talking face painting, a bounce house for the kids, safety seat inspections, and even opportunity drawings. Plus, if you get hungry, the dining facility and some of the best local food trucks will be here to serve up some delicious bites, though that's part's not on the house. So, whether you're looking for health information, family fun, or just a good meal, the BJACH Family Health Fair has you covered. So, let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching our podcast. I am Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office, and we are in the Fort Johnson podcast studio. Today with me from the Bain Jones Army Community Hospital, I have with me Corporal Quinn Pickard. And it's not a captain, it's Pickard, it's Quinn Pickard, Corporal. He's the NCOIC of Labor and Delivery and Post-Partum and all that stuff. How's it going, man? Oh, wait, how's it going there?
It's going well. Thanks for having me on.
That's great. I do want to talk to you about a couple of things. Of course, the Family Health Fair, which is why we got you over here in the first place, but also your job in general as a corporal. You don't see many corporals in the Army or in the military anymore. You don't see anything like that in the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
So this Family Health Fair over at BJACH, I imagine that it's going to be in the lower parking lot?
Yes, sir. So it's going to be right outside entrance A. Out there, we're going to have people helping with lactation and behavioral health will be there. People from the dietitian's office will be there as well. There's going to be a bounce house, face painting, balloons. So
balloons? Okay, you got me at balloons.
Yes, sir.
Now it's not the regular blown up balloons that are on a stick. It's going to be the helium balloons that float on the string, right?
Ones. Yes, sir.
So you'll float too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Are you going to have a clown handing them out?
I don't know who's going to be manning that section.
Sorry, I'm just.
No worries.
When you get good, you are just full of. I could just play off references all day long. So what exactly is the fair going to be emphasizing? I mean, why are you having it? It's the second annual one.
Yes, sir.
So now we can say annual because there's more than one. Did you know you can never have the first annual?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So last year it was primarily focused on breastfeeding. We had it in August last year, and we had a big turnout. So this year we wanted to, instead of just focusing on breastfeeding, focus on health for everyone, right? And it's happening in the month of September, which is Suicide Awareness Month. So we're just rolling everything all into this one health fair for the community, sir.
Now, the one thing that I do notice is food. I always notice the food. The dining facility is going to be open, and we've got some great dining facilities here on the installation.
Some of the best that I've ever had, sir.
Yeah, and I'm from the Air Force, and for me to say the Army dining facility is top notch. That's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
But not only are you going to have the dining facility, but food trucks too.
Yes, sir. So
those are getting pretty popular around here.
Yes, sir. So we've talked to Get to Kraken and Kai's. They'll both be out there. And then from what I understand, we're waiting on confirmation for a snow cone place. And yeah.
So how long have you been in BJACH?
I've been in BJACH about a year, sir. I think I signed in August 5th last year.
Now, I'm sure this is not your first installation.
No, sir. I was stationed at Tripler before this, sir, in Hawaii.
Tripler in Hawaii.
Yes, sir.
So Hawaii. There's a rough patch for your career.
Yeah, for me, right?
So where is trip? The only places I know in Hawaii are all on Oahu.
Yeah, it's on Oahu, sir.
Is it by Schofield?
It's about 30 minutes away from Schofield.
Everything's 30 minutes away from Schofield in Hawaii.
Schofield's pretty central. So, yeah.
You got that pineapple plantation
Dole.
out there too. Yeah,
The Dole Plantation.
They have you tried the ice cream there?
The Dole Whip?
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, so Tripler, it's closer to Waikiki.
Oh, okay.
You can see it from basically everywhere.
Nice.
In Hawaii. It's on a hill, big pink hospital. It's a beautiful place.
Now, did you pick to come here, or did they kind of say, okay, you're going to Fort Johnson?
Well, so I had to sign a 6-year contract, right? And you can only stay in Hawaii for 3 years. So I didn't re-enlist. They just sent me here. And it's been a largely good experience. Yeah.
That's good. So how does BJACH compare to the other hospitals that you've worked in?
BJACH is significantly smaller, but I think that allows us to foster a tighter-knit community, sir. And it affords me opportunities that I wouldn't be able to have at Tripler. They're not going to make a corporal and NCOIC over at Tripler.
No.
So it allows me that leadership experience.
Nice. So so why don't you tell me about the department that you work in, labor and delivery and postpartum?
So,
apparently, I'm thinking you work in the baby ward.
That is correct. So it's labor and delivery, recovery, and postpartum, LDRP. So instead of larger facilities, they'll have a labor and delivery portion, and then they'll have a mother-baby portion. It's all wrapped into one here. So the room that they deliver in is going to be the room that the baby stays in, and we can provide all of the we can provide everything in that room. So
Nice. And have you helped deliver babies?
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, sir.
How many babies have you helped deliver?
So when I got here, we were doing about 30 a month.
Dang, that's a lot of babies.
Yeah. So I would say 50 to 100 myself.
Wow. Wow. So so when do you see the most babies being delivered?
I think when I looked at the numbers, it was between September and November when we'd have the most.
Just about 9 months after a deployment, huh?
That is definitely a thing. Yes, sir.
That's definitely a thing. All right. So back to the fair. I know I just keep going off the rails. I'm all over the place with. Yeah, I love BJACH, and I love everybody over there. So we got the fair. Were you involved in last year's?
I was not, sir. So I got here right after the last fair. I signed into post on the 5th, but then you have like 2 weeks over at the in-processing. So I couldn't help out with the fair this year or last year, but this year I've obviously been taking part of that. So,
so what is are you looking forward to anything in particular about this one?
Yeah. So we have vendors that were able to provide us with breast pumps. So we will be having a drawing, and we'll be giving out free breast pumps to new moms, and I think that's a really cool thing. Being able to support families who might not necessarily be able to get breast pumps.
Absolutely. So the now, what about like cancer screening and stuff like that? Are you going to like offer? I doubt there'll be a van out there offering the cancer screenings, but the offer appointments and stuff like that, or any kind of information for that.
I don't know.
I think that'd be a great idea. I think it'd be a great idea.
That would be pretty cool. And I just found out that we have an oncologist at the hospital. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
See, I'm an idea guy.
Yes, sir.
I just come up with ideas. But I'm still interested in the food.
Yes, sir. Hey, Kaiser's pretty good. Reminds me of being in Hawaii.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen these. I've seen them get to cracking is in the PX. And,
yes, sir.
And they're a bunch of great people. Everyone around here is great people. And so we've got the fair, and it goes from 8 to noon.
Yes, sir.
Any special presentations or anything like that?
The entire time, people will be able to go talk to lactation consultants and mental health professionals. From what I understand, there will be a pediatrician there. So,
Oh, you know what would be great is have you ever seen you know about Charlie Brown and Peanuts, right? You
Yes,
know,
sir.
let's get Lucy's booth out there.
The kissing booth?
No, what the doctor is in for like 10 cents.
Yes, sir. I'm sure Dr. Humple will be on board with that.
I wonder if anyone would even get the reference anymore.
Maybe.
They might. So when you joined the Army, did you come in knowing exactly what you wanted to do and came straight in, or did you come in like open?
So when I decided that I wanted to join the Army, I was talking to my older brother. He was in the Army before me. And I was looking for a way to pay for school because, full disclosure, I'm a high school dropout, right? And
Well, look at you now. You're a very big success.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So
And just wait until we get you to be an officer, and then we can call you Captain Pickard.
that'd be pretty awesome. I'm going to be honest. So I told him that I wanted to join the infantry, and he told me that I should look at being a medic because, I mean, you're getting close to stuff out there without being in the infantry. And when I went to go sign, they didn't have medic. So my recruiter told me 68 Charlie was pretty similar. It's not, but
And what's a 68 Charlie?
an LPN, sir.
Oh, an LPN, licensed practicing nurse.
Licensed practical nurse, sir.
I was close.
You were very close.
close. I knew it was a nurse and a licensed nurse.
And so I was like, cool, I'll sign for that. AIT for my job is right around a year, and I've loved it ever since I joined. So
Nice. So, what are your plans going forward? You've already gotten your GED, right?
Yes, sir.
So you've got the GED, and you plan on going. And well, if you want to be an officer, you're going to go back to college. So.
I'm presently in college. Yes, sir.
All right. And what's your major for college?
I'm currently pursuing an associate's in general education, which then I can use towards a nursing degree.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. So I want to get my RN.
Nice, and then you could come back. Now, I know doctors come in at like as a major or lieutenant colonel or captain. Do the nurses do the same thing, or
They come in as a second lieutenant, sir.
Oh, okay. But you'll have to go to OCS.
No, sir. So the program that I'm looking at is AECP, AMED Enlisted Commissioning Program. So it's like green to gold, but nursing specific. So you can pick a college that fits certain requirements. You go to school full-time for 2 years, and then you owe the Army 4 years on the back end.
Oh, of course. Or you got to pay them back somehow.
Yes, sir.
Military's always going to get their money back.
But while you're in school, you retain your active duty status, your active duty pay, BAH for the area that you're in. It's a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, the Air Force has an AECP program. It's an Airman Education Commissioning Program.
Yes, sir.
So it's like if you're within a certain thing, but you'll be paid as no less than an E5.
I think that's how it is for this as well. I'd have to double check the particulars.
Which is kind of helpful when you're not an E5 yet.
Yeah, right? Speaking from experience.
Yes. We all go through it, you know.
Yes, sir.
And so apparently you found something that you like to do, and
Yes, sir.
you want to stay in. That's a good thing because that 20 years is going to go by really quick. And now you got in just 2 years ago, maybe?
I've been in for 6 years, sir.
Oh, that's right. 3 years in Hawaii. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
So was Hawaii your first?
Yes, it was my first duty station. So basically how it went, I went to basic in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Then I went to Fort Sam Houston for phase 1 of the AIT. I stayed there at BAMC for phase 2, which I think was pretty fortunate for me. It's the premier hospital of the Army. I learned a lot. I saw a lot. After that, I went to Tripler. I did a lot of things at Tripler. I worked on the medical telemetry floor. I worked in pediatrics. I was the driver for the command sergeant major. And then I PCS'd here. I initially started on the floor, and now I'm the NCOIC after the previous NCOIC PCS.
Now, you don't see many NCOICs as a corporal.
No, sir.
So are you still working on getting points and working your way up?
I am, sir. Yes. So being in college gets me more points. Doing PT, if your PT test is higher, you get more points. Shooting more, you get more points. So I've been working towards that, sir.
Well, that's good. You should talk to somebody over at Boss, even though I know you're not a Boss candidate.
Yes,
but
sir.
Talk to somebody at Boss. They might be able to help you out with the board or practicing for the
Yes,
board
sir.
and stuff.
So to get points, I can compete in the NCO of the month, NCO of the quarter boards. So
that's
I'll
good.
be doing that here shortly as well.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Oh, and talk to the command sergeant major. Get his help. Hey, I need some help.
Yeah, right.
So, as the jobs, or as you've seen over in BJACH, all the jobs that you've seen, are there any other ones that interest you or that look interesting over there?
Yeah, I think ops looks pretty interesting. Be able to see it from that side, dealing with op boards and things like that. That would be.
Oh yeah, because when people think of excitement, they think of paperwork.
I really enjoy learning, and I enjoy seeing multiple facets of how the organization that I'm in works.
Yeah. So you do want to get into the command side and the admin side.
Maybe eventually, yeah. I do a lot of admin where I'm at. I really do enjoy being the NCOIC, taking care of soldiers and civilians, and making sure that things run smoothly up there.
Oh yeah, running smoothly is when things go right, they're awesome. But when they start going wrong, they seem to snowball and just think.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. My officer counterparts have been stellar, to say the least. We just got a new OIC on labor and delivery, and she's awesome. So I'm really excited to be working with her.
So you're working with, so you have everything over there, and a lot of these are going to be showcased at the family fair.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
So what are the biggest things that you're most proud of for the fair?
Just being able to facilitate the support that will be out there as far as lactation, behavioral health, provider access, and just educating the community on what we offer at BJACH, because I feel like sometimes people don't necessarily always see that.
Yeah. And what about your day-to-day job? What are you most proud of doing on your day-to-day job?
Both of my enlisted soldiers have gone through the board. They've passed the promotion board. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud to help my soldiers,
So now they all outrank you, right?
No, not yet. That'd be pretty embarrassing.
It's like, hey, man, I'm here to help. You get your next stripe and your next stripe.
Stand at parade rest for my soldiers.
So we've got everything going on over there, and but I'm sure those are now as well. If you're over in the delivery ward and labor and all that, you don't work just specific hours. I mean, you can't just tell the ladies, sorry,
no, sir.
you can't have your baby right now. It's a weekend.
So as far as leadership is concerned, I'm always on call.
That's pretty much all soldiers.
Yes, sir. I try to protect my soldiers from being called in at any and all hours, if possible. But yeah, so normally it would be Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, pretty awesome. But oftentimes I'll stay till 7, 8 o'clock at night, come in early. So.
Oh wow, I'm sure your wife just enjoys that.
She's very understanding. I'm a very lucky man.
Yes. Understanding and compassion seems to go well with working at the hospital.
Yes, sir.
So if somebody was to come up and say, hey, just like you did with your big brother, if they were to come up and say, hey man, I'm looking at joining the military, what advice would you give them?
I would say do it. Like I previously mentioned, I'm a high school dropout. I didn't have very many prospects. I joined the Army, and it's opened just a whole ton of doors for me. I've met some of the most influential people in my life, mentors and leaders that I look up to. I wouldn't have been able to go to college. I'm going to college. I wouldn't have what I have now without the military, and I attribute all of my success to that and my family supporting me through things.
That's great. I mean, that's, I have to look at it the same way. I would never have had the opportunities I've had. I never would have seen the world, would never have seen West Central Louisiana. And this is great for me. I've been here for a while now, and I've loved every second of it.
I feel like Fort Johnson is a really great place, actually, and everything that people have ever said before I got here was generally negative, and I can't agree. The people around here are kind. There's plenty of things to do on post, and then you've got cities surrounding Leesville that are nice to go to. I really enjoy it here, and I think a lot of the negative comments that I got were from people on rotation.
Yeah, it's hard to like someplace when you're there to train in an environment that is designed to be horrible.
Yeah.
It's like when you get deployed, you're not going to be staying in a 5-star hotel. I mean, you're not in the Air Force. They get here, they go through rotation, they're outside sleeping in tents and all that stuff. And this place is horrible. It's like you never even came down to the garrison. But that's the places that I've been, I heard the same things everywhere I went, and it's like you're gonna hate it there. And it turns out, man, the best assignment you've ever had is the one you just left.
Yeah, exactly. It's been pretty awesome. I've really enjoyed my time here. I met my wife here.
Me too.
It's been awesome, and it's become like a second home to me.
Nice. And I'm sure the people over the BJACH, since you guys work all hours of the day and night, they've become family too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel truly blessed for the people that I work with.
Sweet. So whose idea was it to do the fair?
So last year it was Specialist Pierce and Miss Lori Finn. This year it's been Major Rowdish, myself, and Miss Lori Finn again. So
nice. A Finnegan. Finnegan sounds Irish. So you got you're gonna have you said you're gonna have mental health out there because everyone has to keep all parts of their body healthy.
Yes, sir.
Including the brain. And so are they going to be like able to set up appointments or just talk or just try to get rid of that stigma and things like that and bring more information to people?
Yes. I'm
good.
So it is to raise awareness about mental health issues, to include but not limited to postpartum depression. It is Suicide Awareness Month. So people, it's a time for us to be able to look at the resources available, whether that's the MFLAX, behavioral health, the chaplain's office, things like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of help on post. You've got everybody at the hospital, you've got everybody at ACS, you've got everybody at the chapel. I mean, there's no excuse to not talk to somebody if you're having any problems. Just pick up the phone, call somebody, talk to somebody, go over to the hospital, the chapel, ACS. It's just that easy.
But even if they're not going to utilize those for themselves, they can utilize it for their soldiers, their friends. I think it enriches the community as a whole to be able to understand the resources and know when to use them.
Yeah, that's great. And so when people want to have a baby, they don't have to make an appointment, right?
Oh, correct, sir. Yeah.
So you said there's about what, 50? You said, oh no, 30. You delivered 30 babies recently in the last month or so?
So when I started here, we were doing 30 a month. We're down to about 15 a month at this present time, but we're working our way back up.
Gotcha. Well, I have a feeling that, winter's coming. And it's going to be cold. They're expecting a cold winter so what, September next year maybe sometime?
Yeah, right.
build up the customer base.
Yes, sir.
Get out there. So what are all of the what are some of the more popular, or not popular, but what are some of the services over there that you would like to see get more
Bolstered?
Yeah. Or at least let other people know that they're there for you.
Definitely behavioral health. That's a big thing for the military. I think the more that we talk about that, the less there's going to be a stigma about it. Some other resources that we have that I think could be built up a little bit more would be, honestly, I think that's
just that one.
Yes, sir. I think that we provide very good health care and access to health care at BJACH.
Yeah, and then you've got the little lockers down at for the
Pharmacy.
You got the pharmacy, then you got the lockers for pick it up when you want kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
And you've got all of the other clinics in there, and
you can refill your medication on Genesis. Like, you don't even have to go in. You click a button and they'll tell you when it's going to be ready. So
see, mine delivers it. They just mail it.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So that's the VA. They just mail it. But anyway, Quinn, I appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate your time, sir.
And please, what else? Let me give you the closing statements on the fair coming up on September 7th. Let everyone know.
So just remember, September 7th from 8 to noon, we're going to have a bunch of resources out there, events for the whole family. We're going to have a bounce house. We're going to have food trucks for purchase. We're going to have the DFAC open for purchasing breakfast, balloons, face painting, you name it. It's going to be there. It's going to be awesome.
Now, is the DFAC going to have like junk food and stuff, or is it just the healthy stuff?
Mostly just the healthy stuff, sir. Remember, you got to go green.
See, I love the chili cheese dogs over there. They do.
They are pretty good, sir.
Yeah, they are. But anyway, well, I appreciate you coming over, and of course, we will see you over at the fair on September 7th from 8 to noon. So, anything else?
That's it, sir.
All right. Well, that brings us to another exciting conclusion of the Fort Johnson podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification button, and please leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you'd like to see on our show. Be sure to hit the family fair, the Family Health Fair on September 7th from 8 to noon over at BJACH. That is the lower parking lot. So it's over by the helicopter landing and all that stuff. It's really cool. But anyways, I'm Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office, and we will be listening and watching at you later.
That was easy.